Tommy, I'm going to turn it over to you. Tommy, why don't you just kind of talk to us a little bit? How'd your day go today?
Yeah, I thought it went really well. I felt like I checked all the boxes. I showed the type of athlete I am, and yeah, I had a good day.
All right, cool. Questions for Tommy?
How many teams were represented, Tommy?
I believe 24 teams were there. Dave, is that correct?
I think that sounds right. That's what I was given.
Was there any level of disappointment at teams that weren't there for you?
No, that was out of my control. Something I didn't put a whole lot of thought into. I was just more focused on performing today.
Now, to be perfectly honest, I've never been to a pro day. By the way, I'm Mark Spencer from the Journal News, Tommy. Never been to a pro day. Did you work out in pads, without pads, and basically how long were you out there and what did you do?
Yeah, so I was not in pads, just in shorts, T-shirt. It started out with measurements, weigh-in, height, all that good stuff. And then there was essentially a testing portion, running through all the combine drills, the 40 bench, vert, all that stuff. And then I had a positional workout after that. I think it lasted maybe like 2.5 hours.
Okay. Was this at Jaeger or was it indoors at the Dakich? Where did that happen?
This was at our indoor facility.
Okay.
Hey, Tommy.
You can go, Andre.
Gotcha. Just obviously this process, the draft process, is something a lot of kids dream about. I know it's probably a lot going on your end, but talk about the excitement just to go through all of this.
Yeah, I mean, it's super exciting. Today was awesome, seeing all the scouts there and being able to go out there and perform. It was a really cool experience. My dad was there to watch. It was it's really exciting. I'm excited for this opportunity.
And obviously you're going through drills and doing workouts that you've probably done 1,000,000 times, but with those 24 teams watching you, is there any added pressure?
Yeah, there's definitely added pressure, but it was just another day at the office for me, and I felt like, I performed well and showed the type of athlete I am.
How do you think that Miami has prepared you for just the NFL in general and also for this pro day?
Yeah, I think Miami has done a great job preparing me. It started back when I was a freshman and I just got here. My relationship with Coach Barnett and Coach Martin, them having the belief in me to be an offensive tackle. They were huge in developing me and, helping me get to the point where I'm at today. On top of that, our strength coach, Luke Kelly, he's done a great job getting my body where it needs to be. When I was a freshman and I stepped on campus, I was only like 6'7", maybe 270. I was pretty skinny, had never played offensive line before. So having those guys in my corner and believing in me has been a huge part of my success.
Was there any particular drill you felt like you really excelled at today?
I haven't totally looked at all the numbers yet, but I thought I performed well. For a guy who's 6'8", 320 pounds, I showed how I can move.
Tommy, here's Matheus from Time Out in Brazil. I'm sorry I don't open my camera. This computer doesn't have one, sorry.
No worries.
But when you say you have 24 teams of the NFL look at you, it's really good. If you're thinking you're the only player today. What do you most like hearing about these NFL teams? And how was for you deciding going for the draft and not back in another year for the college because you couldn't do that?
Yeah, the decision to come out and go to the NFL was something where I sat down with my family, sat down with Coach Barnett, Coach Martin. And we felt like it was the best decision for me. I was a fifth year, and it felt like the timing was right, and I was confident in myself, and I was ready for that next step.
And what do you hear for these NFL teams, like what they're talking about you, how maybe you have to improve for the NFL or their major quality? What you're hearing more for these NFL teams?
Yeah, I've been in contact with a few teams, kind of going through some of the interview process, and that's been going well.
Thank you. Good luck.
Hey, Tommy, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I just want to ask you, who have you leaned on throughout this process? Any former players or, current players in the NFL that you've asked for advice throughout the whole pro day and, leading up to the draft? And then you mentioned you had some, communications with teams. Have any of those teams been the Buccaneers?
No, I've not talked to the Bucs. And, yeah, I've had a few relationships that I lean on and help me, super close with Danny Godlewski. He's been one of my best friends. He's a guy who transferred to Oklahoma State. He's staying one more year in college, but we have a great relationship, and we're always leaning on each other throughout both our careers. And then on top of that, just my dad. He's been a role model to me, a mentor for me. I've always looked up to him, and he's supported me throughout my whole athletic career.
Thank you. Best of luck.
Appreciate it.
So who do you want to draft you, Tommy?
Yeah, I'm just excited to play for anyone who's willing to pick me. I'm in a position where I can play in the NFL, and I'm just grateful for that. I'm excited for wherever I go.
Tommy, Matias from Brazil again. How do you think that the pro day was really good for you, because we don't have the combine and you don't have the 2020 season? How do you think that this pro day was big for you, for show the NFL that you're training a lot on this time and ready for the next level?
Yeah, so we still did have the 2020 season. We were able to get 3 games in, which was awesome. That was a great experience to be able to come back, spend one last year. It wasn't ideal. We had some games canceled, but we were able to get that in. And then, just having teams be able to come out here and see me in person, see my size, see the way I move, I think that's really going to help me, and it was a great opportunity for me.
Thank you.
So do you think your movement is probably your greatest strength, especially considering your size? Is that what you bring to the table?
I think it's just part of the puzzle. I checked off the boxes and showed the type of athlete I am. Obviously, first and foremost, the most important part is my film and what type of football player I am. But this is a part of the draft process, and I trained and prepared for it and felt like I executed.
And Tommy, I believe you were also invited to the NFL Combine, and they call that one of the biggest job interviews ever. Going into that, is it excitement? Are you a little bit nervous? What are you feeling?
Yeah, a little bit of both. I grew up watching the Combine on TV. Every year I always remember watching that on TV, and finally getting to this moment in my life and being able to get invited to that was pretty cool.
And you mentioned that you did get to play a few games in the 2020 season. It wasn't as much as a typical season would be, but do you feel like you were able to showcase your skills and just get better through the games that you were able to play?
Yeah, definitely. Just having the opportunity to go out there and play, show my continued development was awesome.
Was there any part of the process today that made you the most nervous, and what was it?
Being nervous is a part of game day. I think everyone will get a little bit of butterflies. If you're not, you're lying. You just got to use it for you. And it gave me some extra juice, so it was fun. It felt like a game day.
You were probably focused a lot on your own workout, but what did you see or hear from Manny's pro day?
Yeah, it looked like Manny had a great day too. I had actually been training with him out at Test Football Academy in New Jersey. And we've been back at school training together. So it's been fun to kind of have him in that relationship, and we're both going through the same process. So.
Yeah, going off that. So last year you guys had Sloman drafted. This year you could potentially get drafted. Manny could. And then some other guys just coming down the pipeline from Miami. Do you feel like you were a part of building this program up to where you have guys now that are, potential draftees in the NFL?
Yeah, for sure. When I got here as a freshman, you know, Miami was somewhat struggling. It was Coach Martin's first couple years here. You know, and in 2019, we were able to win a MAC championship as a senior class. It's something we take a lot of pride in. And, you know, kind of setting the standard for how it should be for the years to come.